This game is better than Vampire Survivors, and in this video you're gonna find out why. What is up, zombies and ghouls? Have you ever wondered what kind of game you would get if you were to cross Vampire Survivors and Diablo? Well, Halls of Torment is your answer. We're gonna get into the meat grinding goodness of this roguelite gem, so grab your shovels folks, let's dig in. Bust out the rose-tinted glasses everybody, because this game is gonna be pulling on those nostalgia heartstrings just a little bit. Now, this game is featuring some Diablo-esque styled retro graphics, but how did they achieve those graphics? According to this image that I pulled from Steam on a quote from the developers, they actually achieved this by rendering the models or assets in Blender in 3D first, and then utilizing scripts to bring it to a 2D scape. And I think that probably adds a decent amount of work for them to do that, but it really pays off in this regard. Halls of Torment boasts a pretty decent amount of accessibility options, including full mouse movement, so you can play with one hand just on your mouse, and it also offers full gamepad support. So if you're somebody that plays with a controller, this is a really good game for you to play, because not only can you play it with a controller, but you can play it one-handed with that controller. You may be thinking, wow, that sounds a lot like Vampire Survivors. But what differentiates it from Vampire Survivors is that the auto aim and auto attack feature is actually toggleable in Halls of Torment. This mechanic is particularly beneficial during boss fights, because you can shut off auto aim and auto attack and just focus all your energy and attack power on that boss while you just zoom through all of the little mobs that are running around, as long as they're not hitting you. Just like most other action roguelite games, this one is equipped with a meta progression system. Something that I really thought was awesome about this game is it features voice acted quests. You can go pick up this little well keeper here and free him. Once you free him, he will actually do things for you to level up your character, and that'll move us into the character progression. That well keeper is tied to the meta progression system. And the way it works is you take an item that you pick up from a chest, and you take said item and you bring it to the well for retrieval. Once you bring that item to the well for retrieval, it is then sent up to the well keeper, and you can then purchase said item from the well keeper for a certain amount of set currency. And that currency in particular, it happens to be gold. Then we have the level up system. And the way this works is after each run, you get an amount of gold that correlates with however well you did that run in the dungeon that you were playing in. And you can use that gold to level up your characters. And as far as I'm aware of the way it works right now, this game is in early access at the moment, so this may change in the future. But at the moment, the way it works is you level up things in this menu here, and this goes across the board for all of your characters. The items that you can get from the well keeper, or the items that you already have once you unlock the well keeper through his quest, are things that you can utilize in order to get different types of builds. So if you think about it, this game technically does have kind of an RPG system where you can get different builds. Now, at the moment, those builds aren't super diversified between each spell and stuff that you can get in the game, because they're going to be adding a ton of those in future updates. But there is this RPG system, so you can get a little bit of build variety through the items. You can't have an action roguelite without unlockable characters, am I right? That's kind of the set standard now, isn't it? Well, so far, this game has 7, and they're going to be getting more in the future. Most of these unlockable characters come through completing those quests that we were talking about previously. Some of these quests are hidden, and some of them are done through this obelisk right here. One last thing to say before I get out of here that really pulls this game away from being a Vampire Survivors clone is that you can actually kill the boss at the end of the runs. Yeah, you heard that right. You can kill the boss at the end of the runs. and it's fun, but it's challenging as hell. Even in early access, this game has a lot to offer. It offers a lot more than most early access games, and it's only $5. I haven't been able to put it down, and I'm sure that if you like roguelites, you won't be able to either. Y'all know what buttons to hit. Just remember, don't get bit. Peace.